Yeah. No gray area. And no sitting on the fence neither. Couldn't play by the rules. Said grace with the wolves. Ever did it down and back in the Delta 88 late night when you lose. Overpay my dues. Affirm my moves. They gon' call it luck, ran it up, and damn, ain't tying my shoes. A few tax breaks.
Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video. This is Raw Detroit. And make sure you hit that subscription button, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, and hit the word all so that you receive every notification that comes from the channel. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the installment. We're going to talk about running back Jahmyr Gibbs, year 3 expectations. Now, pretty much, man, we know that Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the most phenomenal, dynamic running backs in all of the NFL. Him and Bijan Robinson, both of those guys came in the same class, and they have been box office ever since they've come into the league. You know, a lot of people say, man, you know, Bijan Robinson could have been the running back, but he could have been. But the Lions decided to go with Jahmyr Gibbs, and it was a great choice for the Detroit Lions to be able to go with Jahmyr Gibbs because he truly has worked out. He has been a flash in a pan, and the expectation is going to go through the roof for this kid because in year 3, you're expecting him to even explode even more. Now, you want to see Jahmyr Gibbs being utilized more so in the passing game as well, which the Lions did incorporate him. I think both seasons, Gibbs had over 50-plus catches out of the backfield. I think year 1, he had over like 300-something yards receiving, and then year 2, it went up to like 500-something yards receiving. But Jahmyr Gibbs has set something out for himself, and I know this is something that he wants to do, and it's going to be hard for him to accomplish it because he shares the backfield with David Montgomery, who both of these guys formed the best tandem in the league, having the best 1-2 punch in all of the NFL. It's going to be hard to get 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. Now, the last running back that was able to do that was Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey was able to do it, man, and it's going to be tough for Jahmyr Gibbs to do it only because he shares the backfield with another individual. So it's going to be hard to have 1,000 yards receiving. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but I think that that's something that Jahmyr Gibbs would love to accomplish. He would love to be another running back in the league that has 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards out of the backfield. I think that that's one of the goals that Jahmyr Gibbs has pretty much been setting for himself. And the dude has been phenomenal, man. I love everything about his game. One of the most premier players in the league. And the Lions are going to have to pay this kid big time. When Jahmyr Gibbs' contract, when he's up for a contract extension, Jahmyr Gibbs will be one of the highest paid running backs in the National Football League. We know that finally the running backs are starting to get rewarded because Saquon Barkley got a huge deal from the Philadelphia Eagles. And shout out to the Eagles, man, for putting the running backs back on the market, man, because a lot of teams was kind of like just trying to treat the running back as though they were devalued. And I don't think that the running back position will ever be devalued because you need a good running game in the NFL. We know when the playoffs come, guess what? A lot of teams like to run the ball more so than they like to pass the ball. You're always going to need a good dynamic running back, and definitely Detroit has one in Jahmyr Gibbs. Even if they decide to part ways with David Montgomery, I do believe that Jahmyr Gibbs will be able to lead this team in the future. He will be the future of this Detroit Lions team. Now, the only thing that makes me sad about Jahmyr Gibbs is that that he did not get the 1,000 yards in his rookie season. That was the only thing, man. He felt like he felt short like 55 yards. And definitely, man, I wanted him to go over 1,000 yards because Barry Sanders is the only running back in Detroit that has gone for 1,000 yards in every single season that he was with the Detroit Lions. So I would have loved to see Jahmyr Gibbs do the same thing. I don't think that Jahmyr Gibbs is going nowhere no time soon. The fans love Jahmyr Gibbs. They love the speed. They love what he brings to the game of football. They love his work ethic. in year 3, I think that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to even explode even more. I think that he does. To me, I think that the Detroit Lions could make him the #1 running back. I think that they're still going to have him at #2, even though I think that he earned the right to be that #1 guy, and for David Montgomery to kind of play off him. But we'll see how this thing goes. It really doesn't matter. Both guys play well together. And that's one thing that I like about them. They don't complain. They don't argue. They just go out there and handle their business as football players, man. And you have to love that about Montgomery relationship with Jahmyr Gibbs. Sometimes, you want to be the featured running back. Any running back in the National Football League wants to be the featured guy. But it's a run by committee right now in Detroit, and it's working, and it's keeping Gibbs healthy. And that's the main thing. If Gibbs can remain healthy, I think that he's going to have another breakout season with the Detroit Lions, and he could very well eclipse more rushing yards this season. He rushed over 1,400 yards, led the league with, I think, over like 20-something touchdowns, but he had like 16 on the ground, which tied for number 1. So shout out to Jahmyr Gibbs, man. Ever since Brad Holmes drafted this kid, he has been phenomenal. And I can say that Brad Holmes has gotten it right when it comes to guys like Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, Jahmyr Gibbs, and a host of other players that he has drafted. He has definitely changed the culture in Detroit, and that's all you're asking for. You just want Brad Holmes to get this team even better than what it was before. But I think that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to come in this season. He's going to be even more explosive in this season. And the Lions definitely need him to be at his best. Long as he can stay away from injuries and stuff like that, that's the biggest thing. It's a grueling season. You got to go through a lot of games. But I think that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be up for the challenge. And the challenge for him is just to be able to get to 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing out of the backfield. I think once he is able to do that, I think sky's is going to be the limit. And I just think that that this kid is phenomenal talent, and the Detroit Lions definitely got them a great running back. We never thought that we would see another good running back in Detroit. Barry had always held the title for a very, very long time. And I'm not saying that anyone is challenging Barry Sanders right now for the title, because Jahmyr Gibbs would have to put in a lot of work to be able to do some of the things that Barry Sanders was able to do when he was with the Detroit Lions. But shout out to the Lions. Finally got a running back. Finally got a guy that's fast, quick, agile, and is able to run the football in Detroit and able to be consistent. So that's the only thing that I'm looking out for Jahmyr Gibbs going into year 3 is just being consistent and being able to hit his goals. I know he had a wager with Amon-Ra St. Brown to go over 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing, but he fell short. He fell 500 something yards short. Well, 400 something yards short of being able to eclipse 1,000 yards receiving. That's going to be hard to do because you share the backfield with another individual. But I definitely think that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be that dude this year again. And I'm expecting a great year from Jahmyr Gibbs. This dude is going to be box office, and this dude is going to definitely bring it every time he's on the field. Love his work ethic. Love that he loves the game of football. And Brad Holmes was able to hit on his draft pick, and that's what you want to see. You want to see the young guys develop, and you want to see the young guys go out there and lead the team. You always want to see things like this. So shout out to Jahmyr Gibbs, man, for just going out there and becoming a Pro Bowl running back for the Detroit Lions and just being consistent. That's the only thing that you're looking for Gibbs going into the future. Just consistency, going out there and playing this game, and all the other pieces will fall in place. So shout out to David Montgomery as well, because they form one of the best tandems in the National Football League, and you can't ask for a better backfield than David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. So definitely, man, Brad Holmes gets kudos on this one because he hit on Jahmyr Gibbs, and that's something that the Detroit Lions desperately needed, was a running game. All right, guys, leave it in the comment section on what you think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to do in year 3. I think that he's going to be even more explosive, and I think that he is going to be one of the best running backs.